So once again we catch up with Julian. We actually caught up last night, but that is now the case of the missing sound file. So we caught up with you again today to talk about the crew, and I gotta say, the good thing about that is that I got to see your behind closed doors presentation.
Which is very different from what's on the show floor.
Exactly, and you introduced some of the things that will sort of keep the players in the game for a very, very long time. The sort of customization and what you like to refer to as the RPG elements of the game.
Absolutely, yeah. So there are two aspects to that. One is that we have different classes. The classes are the different types of vehicles and kits that you use to explore the different terrains in the game. So you've got street, very, very fast, very handleable, very enjoyable, and performance, super fast. But a little bit less on the handling side, so it's more about just pure straights. Off-road, we've got dirt for dirt tracks and raid for completely off-road. The fifth class we haven't shown, we're waiting for a little bit later on, but that's the circuit-based racing. And that's the first element for the RPG. The next is that every single vehicle in any class is actually composed of 19 pieces, 19-piece puzzle that you can customize exactly how you want. That's not just the aesthetics, because aesthetics is a big thing for an MMO. You want to stand out, you want to be different from everybody else, but it's also the performance parts, the engine, the ECU, the turbo, the exhaust. All of these things you'll be able to loot different parts from every single skill, challenge, event, race, takedown. Everything in the game will give you this loot. So you're constantly looking for the best parts possible to upgrade your car. So that brings real attachment to your vehicle, if you will. Sorry, I got a little bit excited.
No worries. But when you use the word loot, is there any sort of, is the loot system randomized in any way? Are there rare loots, or how do you handle drops?
So there is a slight randomization element, but what we're doing is that every skill, event, challenge, race has a medal system from bronze to platinum. And the part that you'll get will be, of course, based on a level. If you don't have that level, maybe you can sell that part, make some money to afford a better car or another car that you'd like to drive more. But there's a little bit of random. So maybe you get a bronze medal somewhere. There's a little bit of random. Maybe out pops a platinum part. And that is the randomized element for the loot.
So, and you're not going to do that if you get a platinum medal. Maybe you get a bronze.
No. It can only be better than what you have. Again, it's all about fun. The crew is about giving you and your friends just the best time driving possible. And it's not just racing, it's not just takedowns, it's all kinds of driving. Just the exploration is fun. It's a different kind of pace, but it's a kind of pace that I'm looking for as well.
So I got to try out a little bit of the raid class here. It's completely off-road, sort of racing through the sunflower fields and
in the Midwest. Yeah, it's iconic America, but it's not the iconic America that you see on postcards from New York or whatever. This is the Midwest. It's an agricultural place. It's kind of boring if you visit it in real life, but in a driving game where you've got vehicles that can take punishment and bounce off hills, it's perfect. So the level that we were showing is, you, 3 buddies, just racing. No roads, no dirt tracks, no asphalt, no nothing, just going from checkpoint to checkpoint. The mission only lasts 2 minutes, which is cool because we get to show it to a lot of people. But what I'm really excited about are side missions that we'll be able to create that last not 2 minutes, not 5 minutes, not 10 minutes, but maybe 40 minutes with 5 minutes between each checkpoint, where it's up to you to find the best way to get to the next checkpoint. Really creative off-road driving. And that's the type of thing I'm super excited about.
I have to admit something. When I was racing that sort of completely off-road, I was still looking for the road. I don't know, maybe, I don't know if you noticed this with players, but there was a road next to it. So I was like, maybe I'll drive on the road, but there's really no benefit when you're in that class, right?
None whatsoever. It's all about Okay, driving off-road is going to be as fast as driving on-road. So, you know, that's the...
I did a mistake, that's all.
Getting to learn how to play the game. I mean, all of the systems we're currently talking about, they're the systems that are going to get people playing, you know, long term, you know, 30, 40 hours, to unlock all of the USA, to see all the sites, pick up all the collectibles, visit all the landmarks. All of that is a long-term engagement. And this RPG system feeds into that, of course.
So you mentioned unlocking all of the USA, so you're not going to let people drive all over the place right from the get-go?
Of course we are. I mean, you buy a game with all of the USA on the disc, first thing you want to do is coast to coast. So I wouldn't dare to deprive people of that experience. But what we're going to do is we're going to keep the activities that they really can do and the races and the challenges in each zone, because the whole of the USA can be a little intimidating. So we don't want to scatter people around. But if they want to go for collectibles or just exploration, go for it. Knock yourself out, man. The whole of the US is there for you.
And you don't want to have it available at the beginning, because then maybe people will just fast travel to different points and not really experience the...
And we have, you know, a story and a progression system. You're going to be unlocking these classes one by one. So every 2 hours, you're going to discover a new gameplay that's going to allow you to explore different areas and go up mountains and stuff like that. That's the pleasure of working on a game like this. I've played one of these, a racing game recently, where they just dumped you in an open world, and the entire thing was open with no hand-holding whatsoever. And it's kind of intimidating. And we want people to be, you know, impressed and explore, but we want to guide them at the same time. So I think we found a good balance between the two things.
Yeah, I mean, it must be tricky, because you want people to just play, because a lot of people, they're just going to play around. They're going to buy this game and they hardly even touch the story. And
which is fine. I mean, this is the pleasure of working on a game like this. And we extensively playtest it. I mean, being completely serious, the science of fun is getting the game in people's hands and seeing how they play. And sometimes as a creator, it's horrible, because you want to step in and say, no, you should be playing it like that. But no, they're telling you how they want to play it. So it's not just, you know, 10 people in a room. We're not focus testing, we're play testing, which means hundreds and hundreds of people and learning from their experience and adapting the game, making it more open, more free, more fun, giving fast travel as an option, for example. People who want to join their friends fast, let them do it, you know? It doesn't cost me anything. I'm not breaking an internal rule. No, I'm a creator, you can't do that. It's something that makes the game experience better for everybody. So playtesting really shows me how people want to play this game. And some people just want to explore. Go for it.
So one thing I noticed from E3 is that, you know, you've polished the game more. It's more, the visuals are more sort of, well, they're more striking, basically. And can you tell us a little bit about what's been going on and what's left to do until, because you have a little bit of time left until you have to submit.
Yeah, just a little bit of time. I feel that we've got like 2 years of work that we have to do in 3 months, and it's okay. I mean, it's part of the pleasure as well. It's prioritizing what's left to do. You're right. There is a big graphical increase since our showing at E3. I mean, the game looked great at E3, but I always felt that we could push that even further, and I still feel that we can push that further. The trick is, everything that other racing games put into one car, we put into an entire world. So, you know, there are bound to be some compromises, but it's finding the right compromise and the right style to get the most out of your game. I mean, you saw Miami, it's killer good looking, and that's just one environment. And we've got so many other cities, so many other places. So
I think it's, even though we're trying to beat the point home, it's kind of hard to wrap your head around the fact that it is in fact the entire continent. It's not just a few cities and some areas in between. It's all of it, yeah. Yeah,
it's absolutely everything, and the customization and RPG system allows you to discover every inch of that country. Ba-bum!
So you mentioned you got a few more months of work left to do, but it's coming out early next year. That's the plan?
That's right. So it's early 2014, exclusively on next gen and high-end PC. And when I say next gen, it's Xbox One and PS4.
Finally, we can say those words, right?
Oh, absolutely. Durango and Orbis got tired.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much, guys.